I'm just going to mute y'all. For those of you that are going to do this class in the recording, any time of day is fine. And you can do this class throughout the week if you are having a particularly hard time with your digestion, or if you're feeling too sluggish. So that'll be for this, okay? So please lie down on your backs. And I am the host. I'm just gonna mute y'all so that we get, yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna pin myself there, yeah. All right, so lie down on your back, please. Stretch your legs out straight. Stretch your arms out and overhead. Hook your thumbs together. Palms of the hands are flat up to the sky. Hook your thumbs together and stretch. Seal your feet together. Seal the arms on either side of the ears and stretch. Keep your thumbs hooked and relax. Feel this wild elasticity that runs from ankle to wrist. Hook the other thumb on top so the hands form like a shadow puppet butterfly. Try to pull the thumbs apart, but don't let them come apart. And stretch. From the inner groin to the inner heel. From the power of the low belly to the thumbs. Like on that Princess Bride stretch machine, pull. Old reference. And exhale. Open your arms as wide as your mat is. They're still overhead, so the wrists are about at the edge of the corners of the mat. Open your feet as wide as your mat is. Ankles are at about the corners of your mat, depending on your height. Close your eyes, relax entirely. Travel, navigate internally, and move down into the deep folds of your low belly, into that epicenter of both digestion and stored emotion. And go a little lower to about the line of your belly button, your navel energy. And take a breath that's so big. In the inhale, it lifts your navel up. And the exhale relaxes your navel down. And now from your right wrist to your left ankle, stretch. From the opposite ankle to the opposite wrist, stretch. Pull yourself apart on the diagonal, so opposite wrist to opposite ankle, and then right in the epicenter of your belly, imagine like that's the center of the star. Stretch from there, stretch from there, stretch from there. And relax. From your right ankle to your left wrist, stretch. From the right ankle to the left wrist, stretch. And imagine those two diagonal lines intersect at the navel. Right from that point of the navel, feel like a radiating star is moving you from head to spine, from foot to ankle on the bilateral line. Full breath, full breath. And exhale and release. Seal your legs together. I can't figure out how to do it. Lindsay Esh, can you please mute your Zoom just so we don't get other noise? Seal your legs together, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands on top of your right shin. So your very bent right leg is heavying into your right belly. Keep your eyes closed. And now start what we call a coherent breath with the heart, which means in a minute, you have about 5 breaths per revolution of minute. So it's almost about a 10-second breath. So that will slow down the inhale and the exhale to a count of 5, starting to move your body into heart coherence, which creates this amazing regulation of every organ to the heart. Now relax your right foot, continue to pull your right shin and thigh in towards your belly. And take a couple deep belly breaths with this 5 count in, 5 count out, this heart coherent breath. So you start to feel the right side of your belly, which is your ascending colon, rise up into your thigh on the inhale, and like an ebbing tide falls down into the floor on the exhale. Release and switch. Left leg hugs in, right leg is out straight. And you give this a couple moments of some pretty strong pressure, pulling your thigh and shin in towards your belly. but relax your left foot so that there's no muscular engagement pushing your thigh up. It's just as if bones and skin and muscles fall down into the left side, which is your descending colon. Your inhale so beautifully deep on the 5 in, 5 out that it starts to lift your belly into your thigh on the in, massaging the colon and the organs on the left. And the exhale is like all of the organ body, the fascial and muscular connections relax. Release and switch. Hug your right shin in towards your chest. Keep your hands interlaced quite firmly around your shin. Keep your heart coherent breath. And take your left leg 2 inches to the right. Left leg to the right. Place your left hand on top of your right knee. Right arm in a T position to the right. Twist your top leg to the left. Now we don't need your knee to come down towards the floor, but your left elbow can. So it creates a little kickstand. And then turn your gaze to the right. Keep your eyes closed. And this again, right side ascending colon portion of your digestion. Put a very gentle amount of pressure of your hand down into your thigh. Your gaze is going towards the right. Now soften your eyes and the start of your digestion in some revolution of this breath, swallow. And track that sensation as low as it will go. Stick your seat back, sculpt your lower spine in, and then turn your chest to the right. Turn your right shoulder blade more towards the floor. Tone your belly, and on your inhale, slowly unwind. Yeah, and then you're going to have to readjust your pelvis so that your legs and seat are right up from your head. And we switch. This time, left leg is hugged in. Take your right leg 2 inches to the left. Twist your top leg to the right. Left arm tees out to the left. Turn your gaze. You stick your seat back so that your low back curves in. Your slow heart coherent breath steadies your left shoulder down on the exhale. And then you swallow. Track that sensation as low as it will go. To tend to the downward energy is one of the most important processes, not only in a detox process, but in spring. When energy wants to go up the heart and up to the mind and up to the heavens. We're going to start this cleanse off and just make sure the downward energy is tended to. Tone your belly, wrap your belly around your spine, and bring your leg back up. Readjust your pelvis so it's straight off from the head. Cross your right ankle over top of your left knee. And don't hold on to the legs just yet. Keep a figure 4 of the legs and start to circle your legs. So you'll use a little bit of core strength to circle the legs and then go the other direction. And you're using the connection of the floor and the bones to massage the muscles on the hips and low back. Release and switch. Hands stay off your legs, left ankle over top of your right knee, and spin, circle. Open the energy of your hips. Flush blood into the digestion and the lower reproductive tract. Keep your smooth, heart coherent breath, 5 in, 5 out. And switch. Right ankle over top of your left knee. Left hand holds your right ankle. Right arm into a T position to the right hand side. Now drop your legs directly to the left so that your right foot is down on the floor. The outer left thigh is down. But now your right knee pushes away from your face towards the sky. Turn to the right. And now your right seat is away on the floor, but imagine like you could try to stick your right seat back down to the ground. You'll find your piriformis, the little epicenter of your hip rotator on the right-hand side. Slow down your breath. Heart coherent breath. Every organ starts to entrain to the heart. Nadia's in the house. Hi, sister. All right, now stay here in this hip stretch. And again, swallow. It activates your digestion. And just that little trickle effect of swallowing starts to stimulate the massage of the intestinal organs. Tip your legs back up and switch. It's left ankle over top of your right knee. Right hand holds on to your ankle. Drop your legs like timber straight to the right. Left arm to the left. Turn your gaze to the left. And keep holding onto your ankle and shin so that you can tug your shin to the front of your mat, but push your top thigh away. And you'll know you're doing it right if you stand down firmly on the foot and stick your left seat back. There's your piriformis. And while the outer hip rotator starts to get some space, relax your inner groin. Slow down, smoothly make your breath coherent. What that means is a 5 breath per minute count. That's about a 5 second in, 5 second out. And one more time, swallow. Stimulating the body to start to send energy down. Unravel, release your legs, hug your knees in towards your chest. This time, put right hand on right shin, left hand on left shin. So your knees are hugged into your chest quite tightly. And with a fair amount of pressure, squeeze your shins down with the power of your hands. And then against that pressure, tip your sitting bones towards the floor. So not much will move, but you'll feel this tightness at the front of the psoas. It'll start to traction your low back. So you're squeezing your shins to the belly, yet your sitting bones and your pubic bone, they're attempting to tip away. Release that gently. Open your legs 2 inches wider, both of them right to right, left to left. Use the power of your arms, squeeze your legs in towards your belly, and then tip your sitting bones, the front of them towards the floor. It'll arc your low back up. It'll compress your psoas and it'll traction your low back. Downward energy. One more time, open your legs as wide as they'll go. As you squeeze the legs in towards your chest, tip your sitting bones towards the floor, technically called wind relieving pose, but start to press any excess air out of the digestion simply through the power of the breath, the push of the legs. If anything needs to move, it's okay, you're on mute. Just keep the push of the legs and the arc of the low back. Good. And release. Keep your legs hugged in towards your chest, hands down by your side. Palms of the hands are down flat. And your bent legs, the heels are very gently hung towards your seat. Now press your hands in so firmly into the mat, you feel your triceps, the back of your arms engage. Keep the triceps so strong here. Heels stay close to the seat. Lift your bum up an inch and drop it. 30 of those. In, out, in, out. You can release the heart coherent breath if you need your breath to help you with your core work. But as you create this inch or two lift of the tailbone, seat, and heels away from the floor, keep pushing your hands to engage your triceps. And what's called peristalsis, this incredible internal pulse of the smooth muscles of the body, the digestive tract. Help it out by squeezing your TVAs, your transverse abdominals, around your spine and digestion. We've got about, I have no idea, 15 more maybe. Triceps are engaged, seat, heels, belly starting to compress and lift. 5, 4, 3, my counting's off. 2, 1, release your pelvis, hug your knees in towards your chest, relax. Go right back into that heart coherent breath, smooth, slow, even, and deep. Keep the breath, roll over to your right hand side, use your hands, push yourself to all fours. On all fours, tuck your toes under and make it so that the mound of the big toe all the way to the pinky toe is flush to the floor, so that whole transverse arch. And take your hands and wrap them around to the side of your mat, like when you're in hot yoga and you want to slip, hold on to the sides of your mat. With tucked toes, go back to child's pose with a foot stretch. Crawl your hands back an inch or two. Straighten your arms so your armpits are probably about 1.5 feet away from the floor. Relax your head down. And then start to rock side to side. Push into your right shin and then your left shin. Breathe. From the mound of the big toe to the pinky toe, fan and feel the extraordinary space of the feet that starts to get the Achilles heels and the calves in space. Breathe. Now keep your arms like this. Downward facing dog. Hold on to the side rails of your mat like that. Open your feet as wide as your mat is. Pinky toes hang off the side. Bend your knees deeply. Keep your heels super high. Take your seat really high. And then pull your armpits 2 inches forward and begin to sculpt, carve your low back in towards the front of your body. Like you could imagine the way this slow trickle of water starts to carve into eventually become a canyon. Feel like you start to carve your low back forward. Breathe. Touch your knees down on the floor. Place your hands to all fours. And then point your toes back so that the shins are straight on the floor. The toes are pointed back. And you're going to take your right shin and place it all the way up behind your left knee so that the right shin turns 90 degrees. And the knife edge of your shin, the sharp edge of your tibia, is right up against the back nook of your knee. Press a fair amount of weight down with your shin bone. And now begin to shimmy your right shin side to side, moving your left calf muscle for left to right on either side of the bone. Go up and down. And so much toxicity stores in the forearms and the calves just by way of gravity. So as your right shin goes back and forth, move the belly of the left calf muscle side to side. And the next time your right shin shimmies all the way up behind your left knee, make sure it's your shin and not your ankle. And don't freak out, but sit down. As much weight as you can handle, sit. Look forward, close your eyes, and start to rock side to side so that the two heads of that calf muscle get compressed into the bone as you rock side to side. Sit your weight down. Relax your jaw, relax your eyes, breathe. If this is super contracted for you, you might need a little exhale through your mouth. All right, now stop your rocking, stay here. And ever so gently begin to strip your right shin back, which means almost like a rolling pin. Push your right shin back towards your left Achilles heel as you continue to sit, and flatten every portion of your left calf muscle in towards the bone. Sit and compress, sit and compress. And right before you hit the lower calf muscle above the Achilles, it's going to get super gnarly. Sit and stay there and rock side to side. Right where a muscle starts to turn to tendon, that connective tissue, tons of constriction, scar tissue can form there. Stay there, soften your eyes, rock side to side. And then come forward, keep your legs as they are and shimmy again, side to side, kind of enthusiastically get that calf muscle soft on the bone. Okay, release, you can tap out that left leg. All right, next side. The knife edge of your left shin turns 90 degrees and goes right up perpendicular into the back of your right leg. Nestle it all the way up to the knee. And then a couple times go right to left as you begin to shimmy your left shin towards your right heel. And then you go up towards the knee and get all of those muscular attachments and insertions massaged with your left shin. All right, now next time you're behind your knee like a little puzzle piece, hook your shin there, not your ankle, your shin, and sit down with as much weight as you can comfortably handle. And then rock side to side. Slow down your breath, exhale through your mouth if it's super intense. Wherever there's tightness in the body, it's just old stored energy. What we do in a cleanse like this, and in a pose like this, is we see if we can free up some of that inefficiently stored energy so it can be moved towards creating new life, new growth, new cells. Stop the rock and center. Keep sitting your weight down, but begin to strip your left shin back against the right calf, moving it down inch by inch. Not technically a rolling pin just because it's not moving, but you get it, where you're pressing and flattening the muscle to the bone, sitting down. And right when you're about at the top edge of the Achilles, the bottom of the soleus, sit your weight. Relax your eyes. Swallow. As soon as you push muscle to a bone, it starts to heal the muscle. It right now is compressing all old blood flow out of the muscle. In a moment, it will release. Come up ever so gently, and then one more time, start to shimmy. Left shin back and forth, up and down. Move all of that energy, get new blood flowing into the lower calf. Good. Release it. Pat that out, downward facing dog. Hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees, stick your seat high. Right foot forward and through between your hands. Back knee down on the floor, point your toes back. Send your chest forward into your leg. Walk your hands forward as wide as your mat is on your fingertips. And quite consciously, drop the weight of your head down. Now close your eyes and travel like we did in the first pose into the epicenter of your navel. And feel like that's almost where your breath starts to live. The inhale presses your belly button in towards your thigh. And your exhale relaxes it. And now travel down the energy of your legs into your feet. And see if you can stay 2 or 3 uninterrupted breaths in the energy of feet grounded. Where your attention goes, your energy will go. Send your energy down. Walk your hands back on either side of your leg. Lift your chin and chest on your breath. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your knee. Straighten your front leg. Bend your back like 3 inches. You take out the intensity of the back leg. If you need your hands up on bricks or up on a chair or something to help you, that's fine. Drop your head again and begin to rock your hips 2 inches to the right, 2 inches to the left. Like a little swinging hammock, your pelvic girdle to the right and to the left. Like you're playing the stringed instruments of the hamstrings every time you move your hips side to side. Bend into your front knee. Left hand stays on the floor, right hand on your right knee. Now both feet to the right, to the right, to the right, not the left to the right, okay? It's a counter to what you'd think. Now take your right hand on the right knee and keep it, but start to straighten your right leg as much as you can handle. It's almost like the legs are scissors, the hips are the bolts of the scissors. For some of you, soles of the feet flat down on the floor. That's super intense in the IT, but if you can do it, go. And now start to rock, stir, spin, energy of hips and low back. Right hand stays on right knee. Bend your right knee 90 degrees. Imagine your left foot is like a side plank, so the ankle's away from the ground. And now lower your entire outer left hip towards the floor. Ankle up, hip down. Inner ankle up, hip down, hip stretch. Whoa. So not only into the side of the right seat, but imagine the outside of the moon is being shaped from your left hip to your left ear. Huge crescent arc on the left side of your body. Close your eyes and navigate to the lower left ribs, where stomach, pancreas, and spleen energy is so preciously placed. And take one of the widest inhales that start to expand the base of your rib cage right there. In one action, hips up, turn your feet, place your hands, downward facing dog. Left foot forward and through between your hands. Back knee down, point your toes back. Chest supported by your thigh, walk your hands forward at an angle. Bow your head. Navel energy. A slow, coherent breath, in breath and out breath, even. Energy of your feet down. Relax the weight of the hips into the support of the floor, down. Pull your mind like gravity into the epicenter of your power, pelvis, belly, spine, down. Hands walk slowly to either side of your foot, lift your chin, tuck your back toes, lift your knee, straight-ish front leg, bend your back leg and bow, and start to play. Swing your hips a little side to side. Feel the way the bones very gently sway, and with it, they begin to flatten the hamstring group, widen the external hip rotators, and create this incredible flush of energy in the hips down. Left hand onto your left knee, right hand stays as it is. Release the swing of the pelvis, bend 90 degrees into the left leg. Both feet to the left, to the left, to the left. Straight in, straight-ish, your front leg. Make your legs like scissors. Some of you, mostly those that aren't runners, can get the feet down. Otherwise, it's going to be a little IT band situation. But when you get into this weird cross IT band like movement, spin, sway, stir, do anything that feels good. The upper thigh bone is going to help you open up the soft tissue of the hips there. Swallow. Left hand on your knee, bend your left leg to 90. Now, outer right ankle bone, it's got to go up as the outer right thigh goes down. No splaying of the ankle. Arc, left ear to left shoulder. Now you're compressing the left side, so you've got the door of your liver on the right available to you. It's going to be what your morning coffee is so touched by, is the power of the liver to start to expel excess stagnation. So right here, heavy your hips, arc your spine, and breathe wide at the base of your right ribs. Tell your liver you're doing this because you love it so much. All that it governs, all that it does. In one action, hips up, turn your feet, place the hands, downward facing dog. Right foot forward and through between your hands. Back knee down on the floor, walk your right foot 2 inches to the right. And turn your right toes about 1:30, 2 o'clock on your mat so that your knee and your second toe line up. And then keep your foot pretty stable, your ankles strong, open your right knee to the right, stick your seat up. Your choice, you stay on your hands or it's 1 or 2 forearms down. Heart coherent breath, even in, even out. 5 breaths per minute. That's about 5 seconds per in and ex. And you can imagine little tendrils from your mind plugging into the super generator of your heart. You can imagine the energy of your legs rooting like sacred taproots of a tree from the power of your lower spine down through your leg bones, down into the earth. Curl up onto your left hand. Take your right hand onto your right knee and twist to the right. Now look to your belly button that right ascending colon, that energy that moves up. Feel like you swallow your hips back and you go waist back, waist full, and then twist in your upper chest. Good. Keep that. Look again towards your belly. Bend your left knee, right hand, left foot, quad stretch. If that grabs your hamstring right away, simply straighten the leg and then come right back into it. It'll release. Okay. Right? It's like, hey, how are you? This is a little sneak there. Take your seat back to your heel. So bum and heel touch. And then move everything together. Seat and heel. Now twist and open. And imagine the incredible downward energy of legs, belly, and spine, giving you the upward lift of your twist, your throat, and your gaze. As gently as you came into it, unravel, come on out of it. Turn to face forward, place your right foot, step back, very bent knee, downward facing dog. All right, now in this downward facing dog, bend your knees a lot. Turn your knees and toes to the right. Keep your hands exactly as they are and straighten your right leg. Both feet are down. Both hands are down. Right leg is straight. There's that outer hip line again. There's the outer IT band there again. Lift your heels up, bend your knees back to center, turn your feet and toes to the left. Straighten only your left leg, right knee bends even more. Press your heel down. Back to center, left foot wider than your left hand is. Step it up, step it wide. Back knee down on the floor. Turn your toes this time to 1030. Yeah. Pinky toe side of the foot, so the knee opens to the side laterally. Bum up. One or two forearms down, that's player's choice. Go as deep as you need to go to feel some attention, but don't go so deep that you lose your breath or you lose your range of motion. So that even in the deepest expression of the pose, it feels like what you'd imagine a boat on water feels like. It can still move with the breath. You could go deeper if you choose, but you're gonna just pull back ever so slightly. So you still have some range in the pose. Swallow. And then right about here, notice if you're hiking your energy up. You might not notice until you actually relax down, and then you feel how much your energy is not wanting to be supported by everything that's got you. You have a quad stretch, crawl up onto your hands, right hand stays down, left hand to your knee, start with your twist. It's your descending colon this side on the left, so send from the left waist back, energy of left belly down, and then twist. Hold a twist, take a really great belly breath so you get all of that beautiful compression around your digestive organs. Move out stagnation, move out old emotion, move out what's not yours and not needed this week. Look back to your belly button, bend your back leg, quad stretch, hold your hand to your foot. Stick your seat back to your heel. As they touch, now bring them together like a unit and twist. Wind, open, ears back, face open, heart available. As much care as you came in, come on out, place the foot, place the hands, step back, dog just for a moment. Walk your feet halfway forward, walk your hands halfway back. Open your feet about 3 fist distances. Turn your toes a little wider and squat. Now, if when you come into Malasana variation, your heels lift, you're gonna want a pillow or a blanket underneath of your heels. You do not want lifted heels here, okay, for the sake of your knees. Get your armpits in your knees. Bow your head, hands can come to a very lightly tented prayer just for support. And now close your eyes Move back into this heart coherent breath, super slow and even. And we're going to be here for about 30 seconds while you actively, and this is actually kind of paradoxical, actively yet passively drop your energy down. So you're actively paying attention to your hips, belly, and legs heavy. Yet you get your energy down by passively releasing any muscular grip. Mind energy into heart, the downward force of the body, grounding, rooting, anchored. Fingertips down, look up, heels stay heavy, fold forward, seat up, heels down, head heavy, straighten your feet and bow. Hold on to opposite elbow with the other hand. Bend your knees enough so that your thighs are supported by your, so your chest is supported by your thighs, and dangle, hang, sway. Now, importantly here, the energy of crown goes to earth. So we're going to stay here for about 30 seconds while we disrupt the gravitational direction on your organs so that your digestion flips up, your kidneys push into your adrenals, your diaphragm pushes into your lungs. Let your legs shake if they are, and you slow it down, turning upside down the regular flow of energy in your body. Keep your arms exactly like this and crawl your hands into your elbows. So you've got that perfect fit of the point of the elbow and the cup of the hand. Bend your knees, squat down a little bit, start to ragdoll up to standing, move slowly. As soon as your chest and head is up, your arms like this come up to frame your head. With the forearms above your head, the inner bicep and your inner ears stay like this and arc to the right, arc to the right. Now stay arc to the right, compress your liver on the right hand side, but lift up just a little in your right waist. Now turn your chest towards the sky. And as you compress to the right, ground your energy down, belly, hips, legs down. Cool, rise. Arc over, Parsva Chandrasana to the left. Open the energy of the liver on the right. Compress consciously the organs on the left and go. Oh, make it feel so good, go. Okay, rise up. Sweep the arms up towards the sky. Bend your knees, fold forward, bow and touch the floor. Inhale, stretch your spine forward. Step back, plank pose. Touch your knees down on the floor. In Vajrasana, which means your shins are together, sit down on your heels, sit upright. Just as we did a moment ago, stretch your arms up. Okay. Bend your elbows, hold on to opposite elbow with each hand so you get a little tight fit there again. And now what you do here is you take the arms down straight into the belly, right underneath your ribs, and fold over your forearms down towards the ground into a child's pose. Now you might have to adjust ever so slightly so that your forearms are not pushing into ribs. They're pushing into this weird lower heartbeat of the digestion. Now rock a little side to side and feel like you're shimmying the forearms past that superficial armoring. This may make you feel nauseous. It might bring up some emotion of what's stored here, but through your nose, take an inhale that's so powerful, the belly almost pushes the forearms out. And then exhale through the mouth so softly that the forearms go deeper in towards your belly. Like this digestive massage that's motivated by the breath. 3 more times. And on the next exhale, hopefully that's the deepest place the forearms can push past the superficial armoring of the rectus. Stay there, relax, relax your eyes, swallow. With this gentle pressure of the forearms, you're going to encourage all of this amazing fresh blood flow into your digestive tract, into your remarkable organs. Lift your chest up, slide your hands out. That might be kind of intense. Lift up. Keep your legs in Vajrasana. Walk your hands back 6 inches behind you, fingertips face towards your feet. Now shrug into your shoulders. The bicep side of your arm, that's the thumb side of your arm. Roll both biceps forward and out. Lift your chest, curl your head back, bicep stretch. Carries the meridian line of lungs, pericardium, and heart. Push the hands, lift the heart, curl your ears back. Another amazing detox point of moving old energy and stagnation from lungs and heart. Chin comes up first, tip over your fingertips so it brings you up safely. Sit to the left side of your hips. Slide the left foot out. Take the right foot out. And you're going to take what would be like a seated twist with your right ankle in front of your left shin. Okay. Only briefly, you're going to turn to the right. So you're going to take a closed twist to the right just for a moment. And what that means is both sitting bones are down, all 4 sides of your spine are lengthened up, and you compress your organs and breathe deep. And then from here, we're going to take an open twist with a hip stretch. So inhale, unwind, turn to the left, walk your hands way to the left and bow your head to the floor. So your chin is almost touching your left knee. Your right arm is stretched out at an angle, elbow is straight. And then widen your right knee back to the sky, stick your right bum away from you, and feel this incredible arc of your whole right back chest, like a dome of a cathedral up towards the sky. Walk your hands back, rise gently, and switch. Ardha Matsyendrasana prep. You don't need to go too deep on this one, so shin and heel line up. You don't have to cross the foot all the way over the knee. We're not going to be there long. Close twist to the left, hug your knee, compress your digestion, and ground your energy. Remarkable things will happen in the next 8 days when your body isn't putting so much energy into digestion or fighting inflammation. And so be really open to the dream space, the creative process, the untapped reserves of energy that will start to release themselves into your body, heart, brain, and spirit. Untwist, turn at an angle. So it's about 2 o'clock to the right. Bow your head towards the floor and stretch your left arm so straight that you have an unbroken fascial line straight from left wrist to left waist. Bow. Dome your left chest to the sky. Bow. Where there's tightness, where there's congestion, it's just old stored energy. Free it up. Become so energy efficient. Free it up. Use your core, rise up. Stretch your legs out straight. And then put both hands underneath both knees. Bend your knees about 6 inches away from the floor. Walk your sitting bones back and hug right forearm and then left forearm under the legs. Get a really nice bed for your chest down on your thighs. And with very bent knees and a super supportive hold, chin towards your shins and bow. For some of you, this is going to be the best place to spend the next minute. And for others, right heel forward an inch, right bum back an inch. Left heel forward an inch, left bum back an inch. Shimmy, deepen, keep your forearms, fold. Heart coherent breath, slow it way down. Feel like the feet are still attempting to root. Mound of the big toe, inner heel, pinky toe, outer heel. They still have this amazing suction cup, always seeking ground. Feel how, whatever age you are, whatever stature, force of power you are, this always feels good to just hug in like a little child and keep yourself super safe in your own lap. It's never not needed. And both stay. The mind will move on so quickly these next 8 days. You're to move slowly. Move at the pace of the body as it lets go of old, lets go of past, lets go of the addictive chemicals that are keeping it stuck. And to do that, you'll want to move, you'll want to breathe, but you'll want to let your mind at certain times of the day start to slow down. Like you start to move at the pace of the soul. It's got nowhere to get. It lets things unfold. Slide your forearms out from underneath your legs. Place your fingertips down on the floor. And more than you think you should, use a push-up amount of strength in your arms to lift your spine. So not simply letting your spine do the lift, make your arm muscles do the lift. Okay. And then bend your knees into a seated cross-legged position. And we are going to sit. And so if you like a cushion, please get that so that your seat is higher than your knees. Or if you have a brick and you want to sit in Vajrasana the way we were, that's great too. But somewhere that you can sustain for the next at least 10 minutes. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes. And for this first minute, especially if you're an experienced practitioner, don't do anything. So for 1 minute, neither stabilize your breath nor reach for a technique of mind. Just have 1 minute where the simple elegance of experiencing your existence is enough. The way body craves balance, mind craves elegant simplicity that silence gives. Move back into this heart coherent breath. What that means is it's at least a 5 in and a 5 out. So in the course of 60 seconds, a minute, there's about 5 full breaths. That's it. While you imaginatively visualize tendrils of the mind plugging in to the regenerative power of your heart. It's said in so many healing modalities that if we live in respect to the weakest organ, we'll have an incredibly long life. And what that means is that whatever tends to be your holding point, quote unquote, weak point, in weeks like this, when we respect, whether it's liver, digestion, lungs, or skin, when we respect that part that needs support, every other organ functions more clearly. As mind plugs into heart, heart becomes the amazing entrainer, like the grandfather clock of the organs. And then you keep this visual, and from the heart, you send tendrils down through your spine, through your hips and legs. And these tendrils begin to burrow and root deep into the mother beneath you. If you've ever seen even just one weed, it sends a remarkable amount of roots out. Let the redwood tree of you root and spread. Mind plugs into heart, heart plugs into earth. And now let that deep downward apana, grounded energy, entrain you. Or your slow breath. This southward wind. Entrains to a rhythm that is so slow and old. The timing of the earth, slow and old, profoundly regenerative. Becomes the intentional energy of this first day of cleansing amongst our people. For the next few moments, heart coherent breath, downward energy, slow and old. Patient and ancient. Stay. Now the way this remarkably generous mother does for us so readily takes what is otherwise complete and composts it for new. Whatever it is that you're ready to release these next 8 days, whether it's a condition of your body, whether it's a pattern of belief, whether it's a relationship or a limiting space, imagine it flowing down. Imagine it leaving your body and going into the capable hands of the composting mother. She'll make new life for it, but you just send it down. And as you visualize this, declare to yourself that in the next 8 days, this will be complete in your field for good. You are powerful like that. Do not meet it with doubt, meet it with trust. The mother will know how to hold it. This body can heal. You will stay rooted. You will respect the downward energy. You will move slow when you need to. You will rest when it calls for it. One hand comes to your heart, the other hand comes on top of that. Lift your heart, bow your head. To each of you, over the next 8 days, cellularly, energetically, mentally, and spiritually, may you receive a clarity and the level of creativity you haven't felt for some time. May you really trust the process. We'll be right here with you the entire step of the way. And to each of you, namaste.